Now let's move on to filtering traffic based on the value of these parameters. In other words, depending on what you receive from the source, the tracker can regulate traffic accordingly. To achieve this, the tracker uses two filters, parameters and sub-ID, named from number 1 to sub-ID number 15. So let's explore these filters. First of all, filters are overview. So here is the parameter filter. Let's go to our flow, filters, and add parameter over there. When you edit, a window appears where you can specify the parameter name and value. For example, the parameter name is written right here in the second column. So let's use, for example, sub-ID number 4 and save. So we'll write a name and assign it a value. Value parameter name should be 1. So this is our filter. Tracker will filter traffic based on this parameter. So name represents the parameter 1 we have set, and its corresponding value is used for filtering. So next, there is the keyword filter. This filter operates on the keyword parameter and the specified value, which can either be a statically defined value or a value received dynamically from the source in the macro. Here is the keyword filter that we have added successfully. And I have added another filter that is sub-ID 1, so the first one. This is simply corresponds to sub-ID 1. So let's follow the campaign's direct link first. So let's copy the link. And we see that the traffic goes to the second flow. Why? Because the filters block certain traffic. Testing the filters first. Let's take a look at the link. We see the filter keyword for Keitaro. So this is our campaign link with identifier, and we only have the filter for the keyword. So keyword accepts Keitaro.io, but for other two filters, what is the sub-ID 1 and the name is 1, they aren't present there. So for testing, we can switch to the OR condition as well. So let's go to our flow, filters, and here let's switch to OR condition and press apply. And don't forget to press save. One more time. We apply the changes, save, and now we reach the placeholders so we can reach the first flow. This means the flow worked simply because the OR condition allowed the keyword filter to function, as far as we have already one filter over there. The logic of parameter filters is identical to all other filters. They can be used individually or in combination with other filters present in the tracker. So now let's switch back to the AND condition. Let's go to flow, filters, get back to AND, press apply and press save. We updated the scheme for this, and let's test it one more time. Copy the link, get back, and we're still seeing the second flow because we're still missing two more filters. So let's add these filters. I have already prepared this. All right, and so when all the criteria are met, so we'll arrive at the first flow with Academy placeholders. So let's confirm this. Let's get back and let's check our log. So put the log, don't forget to reload it. All right, and we see here those are our filters, keyword, name, sub-ID 1. Then we see that all filters are checked and everything has been successfully passed. Now let's move on to the case of transferring text. So we have captured, recorded, and filtered them. Next, we can transfer this text to the offer. There are 4 variations to this process, so let's go through them in order. First, redirect offer without a landing page. This involves a simple redirect offer without requiring a transition from a landing page to the offer. In this case, we need to pass some label to the URL. The most common scenario is passing the click sub-ID. While this is straightforward and generally works without any issues, we won't dwell on it here. So all we need to do is to connect the template in the offer settings. So we have to go to the flow, our scheme, and here we have to add the affiliate network. So for example, the Everate. And here parameters are automatically added to the URL. So this is set over here. The parameters will be added automatically. But for example, if the affiliate program requires us to pass the buyer names from a source or tracker, we edit the offer and specify the required parameters. So whether it's for an affiliate program, a direct advertiser, or any other destination, it doesn't matter to the tracker. Here is an example offer link from Keitaro.io website. So I just put the Keitaro IO. After the question mark, right here, you'll find a series of tags and parameters being passed. It's like everything from the after the question tag. So to the left of the equal symbol, right here, to the left from it, it doesn't matter what you write. These are placeholders for parameters names requested by the affiliate program. For instance, you might be asked to pass a keyword in the keyword parameter. So let it be, so the keyword macro is what we are transferring to the affiliate program, for example, and they requested it in the parameter QWE, for example. A value from sub ID 1, as ASD parameter. What else? A buyer's name in the ZXC parameter, and it's going to be the buyer's name. And the pixel in the pixel parameter. Write these requested parameters in the offer settings as required. So we have to go to the parameters section in our campaign right here. And so here you can define what is passed. So for parameters, to the left of the equal sign, you enter what is required or desired. Let me show you one more time. So from the left, we are entering what is required. So for parameters to the right of the equal sign right here, so we have to input the name of the parameter using a macro sign. So let me show you right here. So to the right from the equal sign, we have to put this value, the parameter, and wrapped it in the macro sign. Suppose you need to pass a keyword recorded by the Keitaro into the QWE parameter. So don't use the macro keyword directly. Instead, use the value that Keitaro records for a keyword. So we're not putting this placeholder. Instead, we have to put this parameter to the right of the equal sign. So we have to put this value. It should be the same as the parameter name. So one more time, to avoid confusion, the QWE is the parameter requested by the destination, and keyword 1 is the recorded value of the keyword macro. So now let's move on to testing the flow. I have changed the value for the parameter keyword 1 for 123, and I will copy the campaign link and just click it. Okay. So what are we seeing here? Now let's observe. Here in the campaign link, we've defined keyword 1, our parameter, the parameter name from the second column. Regarding its value, with the value 123. So let's assume the source substitutes a real value instead of the macro as expected. This link, along with the parameter, is processed by the tracker. The parameter is accepted, written to the database, and tagged accordingly. We have configured it so that the value received, like this value, 123, is passed as the keyword parameter and mapped to the QWE right here. QWE parameter as the keyword 1. So the real value, this value, 123, is then will be transferred to the destination in the place of keyword 1. So, and it will be transferred as the QWE parameter. So let's confirm it. So let's just do the click. All right, and this is what I was talking about. So right here we see that it was moved as the QWE parameter, and we still have the same value, 123. This shows that everything defined in keyword 1 is successfully transferred to the offer under the QWE parameter. We can verify this further using the redirect path tool. Tracker processes parameter keyword 1 for value 123. Then the tracker processes this value and stores this under the keyword 1 block in its database and forward it via a redirect to the destination. Like here we see the temporary redirect, and then it's already the QWE parameter with the same meaning, 123. So the same process applies to other parameters. The same logic applies, for example, to labels such as pixels. So let's go to the tracker. And for example, let's put as a sub ID 6 pixel and pixel macro. All right, save the changes. Let's copy the campaign link one more time. All right. So here is our request. It clearly shows us that we have 123 value is present here. So next, let's examine the pixel parameter passed using the macro pixel. Let's open the redirect path. All right. And since we don't yet have a real value coming from the source, it hasn't been set up. The macro remains as pixel right here. This is what we're seeing. There is no real value. So this also visible in the log. So let's move to the log, reload it. And right here we see, yes, the keyword one is 123123, and there is no real value for our pixel parameter. And that's it. This value will also be recorded exactly as it's during a click. So let's take a closer look. So let's go to our clicks. And that's what I was talking about. You will see there is the pixel macro. So here we pull up the data and here is the pixel. The tracker records exactly what is received. So one very important point to highlight is this. So if the request, let's go to the campaigns back, our campaign. So if the request comes from a different value than the one specified right here in the parameter, so there's going to be another value, let's say, the value from the request will override the preset value. So the tracker will record exactly what is indicated in the request. For example, we initially have keyword 1 set to the sequence of numbers, so 123123. If we replace it, instead of 123123, let's put AD. That new value will be recorded as the keyword. So the tracker will ignore this preset value right here. However, this doesn't mean that the preset value itself is permanently changed. Instead, in the clicks data, the recorded value will reflect that was provided in the request and displayed in the log. So open the log, reload it, and here we see that the keyword 1 value is AD, so it's ignoring the preset value. Well, let's move on to transferring a placeholders to a local offer specifically, outputting it directly into the text. So let's break it down. I have already successfully added a local offer here. So there is nothing special. It's just a local offer with just an HTML snippet with a simple hello message containing the macro city right here. So why do we do this? Firstly, it allows us to display macros directly in the text of an offer on the browser page. These macros are recorded in the tracker. The tracker contains a set of system macros that it recognizes without requiring them to be passed explicitly from the source. For example, it can identify the city from which a click originated. The geographical location is determined using a geodatabase. The tracker records and stores this information in a block called city. When the city macro is used, the real name of the city where the click originated is displayed. So let's do the click. Let's get to the campaign, copy the campaign link. We are making a click. We get back to the offer and follow the campaign link. So here you can see all our text. They remain unchanged. And let's do the click. And what we see now is hello Frankfurt am Main. So this is the geographical location of the city from which the click originated. The macro city is specified in the code and is displayed in the text accordingly. So we verify this and save the changes immediately. Macros that can be used are detailed in our documentation. Right here, you can find it at the docs Keitaro under the landing and pages and placeholders section. The documentation provides a full list of available macros, for instance, the sub-ID, external ID, or offer. All of this can also be passed and displayed within the text to the offer. So here's an example with sub-ID. Let's copy the sub-ID macro. Let's get back and let's just hit save and reload. So here you go. It behaves the same way. Everything recorded in the tracker can be transferred similarly, so we can see our sub-ID. For example, the tracker can detect the name of the browser being used. Save the changes and reload it. And we see Chrome that is using right now. So the click originated from Frankfurt am Main. We're seeing the sub ID and the browser that is using. So, or you can also see the browser version. The tracker doesn't require input from external sources. However, some text such as a keyword or cost parameters, those parameters you might configure in your campaign manually. So this as well can be displayed in the text of the offer just as they can in the URL. So the placement of these parameters in the offer text follows the same principle. All you need to do is to specify the macro in the appropriate part of the text. So for instance, you might include keyword in the code. So we have to display the macro keyword alongside. So we're not putting this value, but we have to take the keyword. Let's get back to offer, save the changes, reload the page. And right here, we see the value for our parameter keyword. It is essential to understand that the tracker doesn't simply output what is written in the code. Instead, it outputs the corresponding data it has recorded. For example, let's consider the external ID macro. So this is the external ID, and we actually don't have any value for it. The external ID usually contains a click ID from a third-party system. If there is no data available for this macro, it simply displays nothing. Let's copy external ID, save the changes. There is empty value because of no external ID exists. So this is because the tracker has no source from which to pull the data. So to summarize, the tracker outputs values recorded in its database for system macros. For external macros or data not provided to the tracker, it displays nothing. This ensures flexibility in displaying dynamic content on your landing pages and offers. Let's move on to the third case, how to transfer text to an offer when we have both a landing page and an offer in the flow. Let's see this is our landing, and there is the button that should lead us do the redirect to our offer. So let's go inside of our landing. Let's check this button which directs to the offer. Yes, so this is our get grid button, and we have the macro offer that will lead us to our offer. Let's test it. So we have to copy our campaign link. And what are we seeing here? So in these examples, the parameters in the URL include all our parameters that have been pre-installed over there. So it has the keyword 123, the cost, and the macro cost, the currency, and the rest of it. So let's do the click. And we're seeing our landing page. And if we're pressing the button, the get grid, yes, so we are transferring to our offer. Clicking the button take us to the offer. Initially, we see just the hello message. This is the offer from the flow. The local parameters for the offer only include the simply hello message. This we can check over there. So this is our offer, and it's just in the body, it just contains the hello message. Now let's see another example. So imagine we want to transfer the browser information, such as, for example, this offer is available only for any specific browser. Well, traffic doesn't go directly to the offer. It first lands on the campaign's landing page. After updating and saving the changes, we start by clicking the campaign's link. So first, let's go to our offer and just add here the macro browser as I have showed you before. Alright, then let's copy the campaign link one more time. Alright, we still have all the parameters included over there. We see our landing page, we press the button get grid, and over there, yes, we see the hello Chrome. Just imagine that the text could include, like, there is a discount for Chrome browser users by proxy for Chrome. This browser information was passed successfully using the browser macro. So the browsing macro is a system macro and works the same way as custom parameters passed in the campaign's URL. For example, so we can take the keyword 1 parameter, assign the browser value to it, and display something like, hi keyword, you search for Chrome, here your proxy for this browser. So all we have to do is just get back to our offer and add here the macro keyword 1. Save the changes, and let's just do the same. Copy the campaign link. And right here, so we see the initial message. So after saving the changes, we follow the campaign link again. So on the landing page, we see the parameters in the URL. When we move to the offer, the text now reads, hi keyword, you search something like 123, here's your request for Chrome browser with some proxies for sale. That's how it works. So for URL-based displays, the passing the parameters to the URL works slightly different. So you need to explicitly pass the parameter. For example, you can append the desired macro like browser to our URL. We have to edit not our offer, but instead our landing page. There is the place where we put our macro offer next to our button that lead to the offer, get key grid. In here, we just have to put another macro that we would like to transfer. Main point, don't forget that it's very important to use the ampersand, not the question tag, and just put the macro browser like we did before. Save the changes. Then we have to copy the campaign link one more time. And let's test it. All right. And over there, we see that the Chrome, our browser, is now passing in our URL. So if we decide not to display this data in the offer text, we can adjust the settings. The parameter can still be passed in the URL without being visible in the offer content. So we just have to delete all of this. So for more complex flows, such as redirecting traffic from a source to a local landing page, then to an offer, you need only to configure the transition correctly. Open the landing pages code and ensure the offer macro is properly inserted, whether it's for a local landing page or a redirection. Use the ampersand symbol and include the required parameters. You can use any system macro, you can use any macros from the placeholders list, or even custom. Parameter 1 equals to browser. Then we save the changes, copy the campaign link one more time. All right, and over there we see that the parameter 1 is equal to the meaning of browser. Thank you for your attention and see you soon.